Allow me to present the findings of the study entitled Prevalence and the Factors Associated with Malnutrition Among Children Living with Down Syndrome in Rwanda, a cross-sectional study. This study was conducted by Prof Rwabihama Jean Paul, Mrs. Rwabihama Josephine, Mr. Rwabihama Vedast, Mrs. Gataraihanyes, Prof Muganga Lemo, and Prof Mtesalemo. For the background, Down syndrome is a genetic disorder caused by the presence of an extra chromosome 21. It is associated with various medical conditions including congenital defects, thyroid dysfunction, gastrointestinal issues, and intellectual disabilities. Globally, the prevalence is around 1 in 800 live births, with limited data in sub-Saharan Africa. Children with Down syndrome face significant nutritional challenges due to factors like low muscle tone, feeding difficulties, digestive issues, altered food preferences, and slower metabolism. This can lead to poor dietary intake, undernutrition, or even overweight or obesity. Nutritional deficiencies such as deficiencies in zinc, vitamin D, calcium, and conditions like celiac disease are also more common in this population. In sub-Saharan Africa, including Rwanda, challenges such as delayed diagnosis, lack of routine screening, stigma, poor parental counseling, and limited access to specialty care complicate these issues. Despite these challenges, there is limited research on the nutritional status of children of Down syndrome in this region. This gap highlights the need for this study. The findings of this study are expected to contribute valuable insights to improve care and nutrition support for children with Down syndrome in Rwanda. The objective of this study was to assess the nutritional status of children with Down syndrome in Rwanda and identify predictors of underweight, stunting, wasting, and the double burden of malnutrition. Methods: this was a cross-sectional quantitative study conducted at 4 hospitals in Rwanda, 2 referral hospitals in Kigali, known for specialty care in genetics, and 2 district hospitals in the Eastern Province, supported by the partners in health to provide care to children with disability. The study targeted children aged 6 months to 18 years, diagnosed with Down syndrome, identified through medical records at selected hospitals. 313 participants were selected using Slovenia's formula and recruited through convenience sampling. Data were collected using a structured questionnaire covering social demographics, feeding practices using the 29-item Rwanda diet quality questionnaire, and anthropometric measurements, especially height and weight. Instruments were validated through review and a pilot test with cornet batch alpha of 0.85 indicating good reliability. Trained enumerators conducted data collection and took measurements following WHO standards. Data were collected on paper, entered into Excel, and analyzed in Spaces version 25. The univariate and bivariate analysis were conducted, followed by multivariate analysis with variables with p-value of 0.05 or less being retained. Ethical clearance was obtained from the Institutional Review Board of the University of Rwanda. For the results, nutritional problems of children with Down syndrome, it has been identified that nearly half of children with Down syndrome were underweight. The majority were stunted at 72.2%, 15% of them were wasted, 30% were overweight, while 7% experienced the burden of malnutrition. For factors associated with malnutrition, children with casual employed fathers were less likely to be underweight. Children of illiterate mothers were more likely to be stunted, while mothers with secondary or higher education had significantly odds of having children with the burden of malnutrition compared to mothers with no education. For the conclusion, it has been identified that children with Down syndrome face a high burden of both undernutrition and overnutrition, with stunting being the most prevalent. Parental education, impairment, and child age significantly influence the nutritional status. Thank you.